the hashtag, and I like to do some of these sometimes. Last one was cancel a cartoon character, and then I forgot what the other one was from a couple weeks ago, but cancel a cartoon character was trending either last week or the week before, and we talked about it on Talks with Taeler Hendrix, where people were putting pics or gifs of cartoon characters and saying why they should be canceled. This week, something else that's kind of humorous and funny, because, you know, it's a pandemic, so people need to find ways to laugh, right? It's important. Sometimes it's some of the best medicine. So hashtag stuff that should not exist. Now, there was way too many to be going through. Like, this definitely was like high up trending status because there was just so many people flocking to it, and rightly so, because some of these were hilarious. And I actually learned several new things, guys. So this was crazy. And some of these things were like, oh my gosh, how did these things get invented? So hashtag stuff that should not exist. Something that should not exist is the theory that the world is flat. If the world was indeed flat, then all cats everywhere would have pushed everything in the world off of the world already. That was funny because it's so accurate. Stuff that should not exist. Hot tamales flavored Peeps. I could not agree more. Another thing that should not exist, for stuff that should not exist, French fry haters. I don't know if I've ever met a person in my life who hates French fries, and I don't know if I want to meet you. French fries are everything. Not really, but they're delicious. I could really go for some right now. Stuff that should not exist. Alcohol-free beers. That came up quite a bit on Twitter. I think you guys are trying to tell us something. Stuff that should not exist. This one was funny because I didn't even know they were a thing. I also didn't know that hot tamales flavored Peeps were a thing, by the way. I had no idea. My stepdad loves Peeps. Stuff that should not exist. Nicolas Cage sequin pillows. I saw those and they were kind of frightening. Frightening. Did not know they existed, along with hot tamale Peeps. Stuff that should not exist. I also did not know that this existed, and it creeped me out. Stuff that should not exist. Camel toe underwear. That was a thing. Did not know. Wish I still didn't know. Stuff that should not exist. Socks with sandals. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Can't stand socks with sandals. Remember, what was that cartoon show that we watched in the 90s or early 2000s, and they called them shoobies? Was that Rocket Power? Woogity woogity. You know, and they called like the tourists that had socks and sandals, they called them shoobies. Please tell me that was Rocket Power. I will be so pumped. Another thing that should not exist, and this was kind of weird. I did not know that existed either. Umbrellas for shoes. Guys, I did not know that was a thing. Okay, so this, in the photo, there was a woman wearing high heels, and there was like a metal rod sticking out of the tip of the front of the pointed toe of the high heel, and it had an umbrella attached to it. I don't know. It wasn't me. No idea. Another thing that should not exist. I did not know these were a thing either, and they were kind of ugly and terrifying. Stuff that should not exist. Denture earrings. Yes, there was earrings for sale on an actual website that were made from dentures. Can't make this stuff up. I'm a writer and a published author, and not even in my wildest dreams have I made that up. And another thing that should not exist, and I wholeheartedly agree because it creeps me out. Black licorice. Should not exist. Stuff that should not exist. Black licorice. For more really funny ones and or to join in on the fun, use hashtag stuff that should not exist.